bum bum ba 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 bum 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 ba 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 bum.
I'm pretty sure
Ba, ba,
we've
ba,
done this
ba,
for a
ba.
Universal
No, but I
intro
think last time we did it,
before.
I accidentally did Star Wars.
Do you know what? Part of me did immediately associate this with E.T. for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it was a bit more Star Warsy. So I apologise on that front. But in case you can't guess, we're doing a Universal episode
This
again.
episode, I tell you, strap in, guys. It's a good one.
Strap in.
Yeah, strap in. How are you, Stephen?
I'll tell you what, I'm pretty good. I'm really, really good. Just lots of stuff happening. Just super, super busy, but I think in the best way. And I think I'm very excited at the moment because of one reason and one reason only, and that is we have booked our hotel
Yes.
for our trip that we are doing in October. So if you haven't been listening or
Are we saying where we're staying?
so we are staying at Cabana Bay in October. And at the moment, that trip is looking like it's going to predominantly be based around Universal.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the reason for us doing a Universal episode today, but again, I'm ready to be back in Halloween Horror Nights. I'm gonna be honest.
So am I.
That's all I want. How are you, Chloe?
You know when Pitbull's like, for everyone going through some tough times,
Oh,
been there, done that. That's how I feel.
Okay, I thought you were going to go for y'all having a good time. Because those are kind of polar opposites of each other, in all honesty.
Yeah, life's crazy. Life's lifing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to leave it at that.
To be fair, there's always going to be another mountain. Always going to want to make him move.
Exactly.
So sometimes it's an uphill battle.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're going to have to lose.
That's how it is.
It ain't about how... I'm not going to go
Miley,
through the whole
Miley
of
and
the lyrics.
Pitbull are getting me through these times,
Well, that's all you need sometimes. And
Yeah.
sometimes all I need is a question. What was the question from last time, Chloe? Sorry,
the
poor
question
segue.
was, where in the UK is the new Universal theme park coming to? Meant to be coming, we know it's coming.
At the moment, I believe it's proposed for about 2031, 2032. But again, we're still kind of waiting for
But where's it going to be?
actual approval. It is in Bedford, which if you
Of all
haven't been to
places.
Bedford,
We went the
it's
other
very
day.
interesting.
Yeah, we went the other day. We went and watched the new Fantastic Four movie. Incredible.
Terrific, by the way. Absolutely terrific.
Excuse the pun, but fantastic.
Yeah, seriously.
But am I in a rush to go back to Bedford itself? No. When Universal's there? Yes, I will
be there every other week.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main thing. And actually, shooting over to Bedford is our wonderful guest for this week, Lawrence. And we're going to pass on over to past Chloe and Stephen.
Boy, oh boy, have I been excited for this one.
Me too.
Today we have got the wonderful Lawrence on the show. Hi, Lawrence.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no, thank you for
Thanks
coming
for
on the
coming
show.
on,
We are honestly so excited to get talking about this.
I mean, we've kind of had like a little bit of a little bit of a lead in here. Like, I'm kind of fangirling a little bit because I've actually followed Lawrence for quite a while on TikTok because he's been like my goat. Like, so I think whenever you've heard anything on Parks and Pals that's been like some form of update, I guarantee one of my filters has been Lawrence. So
I'm kind of blown away that you've kind of been kind of part of the journey, because as you will find out, the whole thing is just it's just ridiculous. The way it started was ridiculous, and where it is now is even more ridiculous. So no, it's been mad.
Oh, let's just get
so
into it.
I was going to say, for
Yeah.
anyone that is listening that doesn't know you, Lawrence, give us a bit of an update.
Who
Who
are
are you?
If you have seen my mug online, you might have seen Universally Bedford, either to the side or above or below. Basically, I just am obsessed. I'm very close to the planned Universal Studios theme park near Bedford, and I'm absolutely obsessed with the thing. I love looking at it, reading about it, visiting it, which is, by the way, just a muddy field, and talking about it online, which has been incredible. I've always loved theme parks. My wife, very fortunately, she also does too. And when this thing got announced, she said, "Oh, you should pop down there and do a TikTok video." And I said, TikTok. Okay. And I had to download the app, right? Because I'm not old. I'm not old,
No.
but I'm kind of, I just thought it was dancing videos and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
You could have danced next to like the little kind of shed building that they had for a while.
Don't give me ideas, Stephen.
I'd be smashing the like. So
Right. Okay. Yeah. You'll be the first like on it. I mean, yeah. No. So I downloaded the app and I did a video, and it might have been, in fact, the one that you actually saw,
yeah,
where I stood outside the gates of the old Brickworks and I said, haha, they're building a world-class theme park and resort here. And and yeah, it got kind of, 650 or 750,000 views, and it just blew up. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And you get a little dopamine hit when that thing happens. And I thought,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that again. So I kept doing it and kept going and going and going. And then, one thing led to another. And now the thing is it's its own thing. And I not only do I want to do it, but I'm now obliged to, which is
you've committed now.
Yeah.
I'm it. That's it. I can't drop it now.
If you drop it, where are we going to get our updates from? Where's Stephen going to get the updates from?
I'm just going to be lost. I'm going to be searching random fields in Bedford. So
I know, and
where are you?
I can't do that to you.
So Lawrence, what's your sort of experience with Universal theme parks?
I'll tell you about my first experience.
Yeah,
I was a teenager, and my parents decided that we would go on a road trip around California, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, that kind of thing. And we'd finish up in LA and we would go to Universal Studios Hollywood. Now, this was very odd because I'm the oddball. I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm the only one that likes theme parks. They're all very sensible people. Very sensible people. And yet they booked this day. And it was honestly, it was magical. And my favorite rides and my favorite experiences, a lot of the time they fall back to that experience because it was so nice to do something that I loved with my family.
So what were some of those like highlights? Because we were in California last year and we ummed and ahed about doing Hollywood, and we didn't end up doing it because we were only like 4 or 5 days. I know it literally still breaks my heart a little bit. So what are the tell me, all right, annoyingly, tell me what I'm missing out on.
Well, yeah, in my perspective,
go on, Chloe.
It's a half day kind of place. And if you've done Orlando, you sort of go and you're like, meh.
I think that's a fairly typical perspective from somebody that has had the Orlando perspective or experience first.
Yeah.
Now, it's all about framing. If you go there and you think, I'm going to have a Universal Orlando experience at Hollywood, you're not. It's a different thing. So the reasons to go. Okay. All right. No. You've got 3 reasons to go.
Okay.
And there are 3 reasons why you made a mistake.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. No,
I'm going to hold Chloe accountable.
Whoa. No, it was a joint choice not to go.
No,
I'm sure it was. I don't want to create I know. I'm creating a problem. First thing, which I'm not going to elaborate on, is Waterworld. No explanation needed. Okay, but there's 2 serious ones. Are the Hollywood Tram Tour, 45 minutes. No one, it's like criminally underrated. So barely ever a queue of note. And it's like 6 rides in one. It's ridiculous. It's got everything. It's got, it's got Kong. It's got Fast and the Furious, right? But it's got Jaws. it's got, but it's also got all of the original movie sets from movies like as far back as like Hitchcock. So it's nuts. It's so good. Other one though is, so when I last went, it was still Jurassic Park River Adventure. So it's kind of the same as Orlando, right? I know they've modified it now and it ruined it. I love that one. Again, sentimental. Because it was a ride that I got to do with my family, and my father's very afraid of heights, but for some reason, if he's on that much water, it doesn't count.
Fine.
Yeah,
okay.
Phobias, right?
So
but
anyway,
so
the fact that it's one of the steepest like water rides in the world,
and it's like 85 feet. He was like, "Yeah, it's cool. It's a boat." It's great, but they're going to be opening that Fast and Furious coaster soon, so you guys are not going to have any excuse not to go in the foreseeable future. It's a different vibe. But as long as you go in knowing it's a different vibe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're fine.
I mean, I
You
think
know.
that's a big thing. Like we recently did a guest episode with a couple, and they spoke very much about how, or we all spoke about how California seems to be a real historical place for filmmaking in terms of like the Disneyland park. Like you go there for the heritage, you go there for the nostalgia, and it seems like it's the exact same idea with
you can't
Universal
compare the
Studios
two.
Hollywood. So you can't compare the two. I
Yes.
presume you've done Orlando.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
was your experience of Orlando? What do you love? What do you love out there about Universal?
It's just pure distilled theme park. If that's your thing, man, it is like,
Yeah.
it's everything. It is everything. But just going back to what you said, Chloe, it's like you cannot compare the two. They're
No.
incomparable. It's so amazing to me that somebody had this idea that they thought, okay, let's spend millions of dollars on a contraption that people can strap themselves to, and we can synthesize a near-death experience for them so they then can feel alive. Unbelievable.
You're now making me think that my theme park and my Universal and my Disney experiences those are my class A's.
Yeah,
That's all
they
I'm
are.
saying.
No, they are. They are,
So
Stephen.
what's your class B?
I don't know.
You don't need it.
Maybe
You're
hey,
too much in the class.
maybe some of the UK theme parks. At the
Yeah,
moment. Who
well,
knows?
yes.
Well, that's kind of
yes.
a nice segue into it.
I was going to say,
Oh,
I was going to applaud you for that.
seamless there, because
Yeah.
this is the thing, is like, I think as much as we're about to talk about sort of Universal UK and the whole project, because let's face it, Lawrence is incredibly knowledgeable when it comes to that, but actually let's talk about the state currently of UK theme parks, because
Yeah.
on one level I want to talk about how much we think it's going to shake up the scene having a Universal, standard theme park. But
Yeah.
then, okay, I suppose we need to start. Like, what do we currently think of the UK standard of the theme park? Lawrence, I'll start with you.
Stephen, I just love it. There was something. There was just like this kind of tiny hint of inflection. The way you said the state of UK theme parks. I was
Yeah,
just,
maybe that
like,
was
I'm
really
here.
poor phrasing.
No, it's really hard to give UK theme parks a hard time, because ultimately you can only compete with what you can compete with.
With what is
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Exactly. There is nothing at the moment for them to push themselves further. So they're very much in their comfort zone, and they have been forever. You do have the variety. You have the kind of the theme parks of Thorpe Park and Alton Towers, Chessington, Legoland, Paultons, and Drayton Manor. Then you also have the kind of the amusement parks. You have your Fantasy Islands and your Blackpool Pleasure Beaches. They're quaint, and they are, I would have said they're characterful, but I think sadly, some of the character that they did have has been eroded away. I'm going to say some really brutal things, but
Do it.
yeah, I mean, their character's been eroded away by their plastic version of what Disney and Universal do. It's kind of sad. In fact, when Thorpe Park built Hyperia, I actually thought, you know what, good. You're just building something big.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
genuinely, that's authentic to the UK theme park industry.
Actually, I think that's what the UK theme parks tend to do quite well.
Yes.
I agree with the fact that like some of the rides are becoming quite outdated. Like if we think about Thorpe Park, for example, like in the last maybe like decade, what new rides have there been apart from sort of like a Hyperia? There's been a couple of like little updates here and there. But again, you look at the whole state, because they've got nothing to compete against, they just kind of wallow's the wrong word, but like they just kind of sit there. And actually, I'm not denying in any way, shape, or form, I enjoy Thorpe Park. I enjoy the rides.
Yeah.
But I think
But
when
you're
I
not
think
going for the theme of
I'm
the
not
park.
going for the immersion
going for
or
the
the
ride.
escapism. I'm going
Right.
for the pure thrill. And I think that's the missing piece, isn't it?
You make a great point. The last 10 years have been until last year. There was nothing really to be getting excited about. There was Paulson's doing great stuff as always, but aside from that, as far as Merlin's concerned, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
I feel like they've just taken the easy option. There was the thing that breaks my heart: the Bubble Works at Chessington.
Oh yeah.
Right?
My heart.
honestly,
My
Mhm.
heart.
like, so it looked a bit tired. Now they could have gone, let's reimagine the same thing. Let's
Yeah.
put a new coat of paint on it and make it good. Or, yeah, we can buy the rights to the Gruffalo. I think, why do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a case of like when you look at, and again I come back to like the historical stuff at Universal Studios Hollywood and Disneyland. I think one of the things that we do notice is that like those rides are like ridiculously old in comparison with what we've got at pretty much any UK theme park, yet they are timeless.
Yeah.
Yet they are continually maintained and kept at that such a at such a high
I
standard.
mean, I was going to make two points,
Go
and
for
it's
it.
mainly about the theming of the parks. So I went to Chessington, what about maybe 2 years ago,
Yeah, about 2 or
when the
3.
Jumanji section opened, which great ride, had a wonderful time, but you don't feel like you're in the world of Jumanji in any way. You're just like, there's a little bit of theming, but apart from the big ride, mountain hill,
kind of lion thing.
that's great, but that's it. That's all you've got.
Yeah.
Whereas and the queues as well. The queues are just very basic, simple queues. And I have to explain it a lot to people when they book a Orlando holiday. They're like, "Oh, well, the queue's really long." I was like, "Yes, but you don't notice it because the queue is part of the experience." And I think that's something in the UK that we just haven't. It is just a normal queue with nothing to it, which is fine.
They've gone British people absolutely love
to
queuing.
They don't need
just
anything
give them a
else.
queue with a couple of noises going on. It'll just be like being in Tesco's, except instead of a screaming child, there's a screaming child.
But again, I don't think they've had the competition to make the theming. Like I remember when the Swarm came out, and that was like, oh, look at this theming. There's a storyline to this roller coaster, and everyone was like blown away with that.
Yeah.
Whereas you look at that theming compared to what Universal were doing at the time in Orlando, and it's like that is completely different spectrums, but also doing where their levels were at.
It's a really interesting thing to see where they'll go with this news, with Universal coming, because I think, look, we all know what the problems are. I mean, I say that if you've had a broader experience of different parks around the world, you know where the issues are.
Yeah.
Or you at least know where they differ. And actually this is where maybe I don't have a conventional perspective on this. A lot of people go, great, Universal's coming, that means Merlin will elevate themselves to be like Universal. Now that's what Merlin have said they're going to do.
When you think about the amount that is being floated around for Universal UK, that is a significant investment. Whereas when we look at what Merlin's recent results have been posted, because they posted quite a significant loss recently that was made public. You think about it, they're like we're talking about hundreds of millions, even into the billions, if they want to get everything to a suitable standard.
But then maybe this could be something later on in the episode, I don't know. But do we think Universal will not scale back, but will tailor the park for UK? Like, is it going to be like Epic Universe, where it's everything and all you could dream of, or is it going to be very different to fit in with the other UK theme parks?
It's a good
question. Do you want an answer to that now?
Yeah, go on, jump
then.
in, Lawrence.
My answer to you, Chloe, is that you don't need to worry about it. It's not going to be. They're not going to go, hey, British people have got pretty low standards. That's fine. We'll save a couple of quid. They also know that we're gossipy and we like a moan, so they'll be aware of that. But no, in all seriousness, there is absolutely no way that this is going to be anything less than the full package. Anything less.
Yeah.
The only thing that I do think they have been culturally sensitive in terms of tweaking their offering to a UK audience is in one of their proposed rides. And do you want me to leave that as a little?
I was going to say, Stephen,
what?
where are we in the progress?
Personally, I think that we just start jumping in, because I was honestly just going to segue, because I think ultimately we can just say that UK theme parks are at a certain standard, and then we've kind of got a lot of the European parks, and then we have kind of the standard that we've come accustomed to with a lot of the American parks.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't doubt for a second. I'm saying with you, Lawrence, that Universal are not going to suddenly drop the ball, drop the standard.
No.
But what on earth are we coming to expect from Universal UK? Like, I want you to just share and spill and just town.
I should say at this point, there's a planning application in.
Yes.
Mhm.
Technically, it's not been approved yet. However, it was drafted with, in collaboration with the same people that will approve it.
Mhm.
So, make your minds up about, what the future is on that. It's not official, but,
Yeah.
if you're listening to this in a couple of months' time, it's official now. Great. What are we going to have? So this is the culturally sensitive bit. So one of the things that we talked about Hyperia, about how in this country we have this obsession with most or biggest and all, which sounds actually like an American obsession, but it is something that in theme parks we do because it's this kind of legacy from the 90s when Pleasure Beach was doing it to compete with the States and blah, blah, blah.
Bigger is better, blah, blah, blah.
Right, exactly, right. The reason, and you know this, Universal don't typically make massive roller coasters. They don't normally do that. This is going to, the Back to the Future themed roller coaster, which, look, people, I know, right?
Oh my God!
Honestly,
I know.
We've been going
It
crazy
is our
for it.
favorite movie of all time. So
Which one is your favorite of the three?
the first one for me.
The first one is your
personally.
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, which order?
So I'm literally in the order. So I'm a
Okay.
one, very closely followed by two because I
No.
really like two, and then three.
See,
But I do have a bit of nostalgia for the third.
1, 3, 2 because 3 is so silly, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, what's going on? Whereas 2, I don't know, it just something doesn't sit right with me in it. I think it's because it's 2015.
No, I like
they
the
go
future
to, and I'm
bit.
like, that's not 2015.
I'm with Chloe on this one. Sorry.
Oh,
Steve.
whatever.
Our
No,
friend
no,
Dylan,
no.
his favorite is number 3. That's his number 1 favorite, and that is wrong. I think if the third film's your favorite,
I do love 3, but that's just because I got a bit of a kind of cowboy thing going on. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, particularly as Back to the Future as a ride and attraction, we thought that was long gone.
For sure.
We've cried our tears, we've grieved, and
Mhm.
yet rising from the ashes,
Yeah.
we have something that could be 115 meters tall potentially.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
crazy.
high.
And actually, there's quite a lot of visual representations going around and
Yes.
ride throughs. And actually, from what I've seen of those, the overall experience looks pretty daunting. Like it is going to be a huge
I think
thrill.
Just looking at what they've done on Stardust and going on that roller coaster and imagining that but it has got that slight Back to the Future theming on Stardust because you've got the flux capacitor at the back of the carts.
Yeah.
It does.
But I think with the launches in that ride, thinking about what it's going to be like if they did a roller coaster like that style,
It'll be sensational. It'll be absolutely unbelievable, and it will be such a joy to see it test from my back garden.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Imagine.
I'll be straight round.
Honestly, I'll put the barbecue on.
We'll just set up camp.
Beautiful.
That's it.
Just
That's
cheer
it.
when it goes round every time.
That's it. We'll crack
So-
a couple of tinnies and we'll just sit back and relax.
Enjoy the launch.
Yeah.
But I think
But-
the other thing that you can see, obviously, if we're going off that sort of area, is the fact that it also looks like there is a hill valley sort of main square. And I think for me, when I think about, Back to the Future is my favorite film of all time.
Yeah.
I think if we talk about nostalgia, if we talk about actually stepping into the films, which is what Universal is incredible at, me being able to walk across Hill Valley like Marty McFly, it literally gives me chills.
Honestly, it's gonna be incredible. Thanks
Yeah.
to Stranger Things. Everyone's loving the 80s. And I just can't wait to go back and hear the tunes and just eat at a diner and then make myself feel completely nauseous by launching myself at 88 miles an hour into the sky. Yeah, it looks phenomenal. It looks like we've kind of get geeky and nerdy about it. It looks like it's going to probably be like an Intamin model, similar to Velocicoaster in terms of intensity, but with some of the features of Hagrid's.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a Mac, because I mean,
I
worked with them.
That's what I was literally going to say. They've got a long-term collaboration with Mac.
It's likely to be one of those two, and that just fills me with happiness, because they're both doing the Lord's work at the moment.
Yeah, phenomenal work.
Yeah.
So what else?
Yes.
Like, kind of walk us around the sort of map of things that have noticed, like
Okie dokie.
permits that you've heard of being filed, etc.
Yes. So this is where you're going to think, over the next couple of minutes, everyone listening is going to realize, yes, you, dear listener, you're going to realize how bizarre my mind is, because I should be able to walk you around the park from memory, which is, very, very sad.
Might try and close my eyes and just imagine.
You're in Hill Valley, you're looking at the lake, you're going to turn left, and you're going to have a little pool on the lake on your right, and you're going to go into Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. We don't know which one it's going to be. They were very cryptic with the with the concept art, because they took the clock tower out of Hill Valley and they took the gates away from Jurassic Park, and looks like they've got some family drop tower sort of things going on there. Then it looks like we've got a Jurassic World Adventure attraction, which is the ride from Beijing. Have either of you seen any of that stuff?
I mean, God,
yeah,
that is it's the part where like you're going kind of around in a circle and it's chasing you behind. What?
Yeah.
I think the level of animatronic from that perspective is arguably some of the most immersive storytelling I've ever seen with machines ever.
It's great. It's so good, right? It's so good. And obviously you guys have experienced Epic, but in terms of a blend of screen and physical, phenomenal. And there's this amazing bit towards the end where you're watching, you've got kind of a set piece of kind of what would be the retail area of Jurassic World. And you've got the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Indominus Rex. I think that's what it's called.
Indominus.
There you go. My son would kill me if I got that wrong. And they're kind of having a bit of a fight. And then the Tyrannosaurus Rex attacks the other one, the Indominus Rex, and it kind of falls over backwards. It's all on the screen, but then its head then flops over in real life, just like that, just to the right as it kind of goes up. It's not, honestly, man, so good. So good. Now, they did say that we're not going to get very many clones of existing attractions. I think the asterisk next to that is American attractions. There's this thing called geography, which means that for us to go all the way to Beijing or Osaka or Singapore is a real pain. And if you're going to spend thousands and thousands on a theme park holiday, you're unlikely to go to Japan and kind of hit off Nagashima Smileland and blah, 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 and Tokyo Disney Sea. And you're likely just to hop over and see Orlando. So I don't think they're going to clone American rides, but I think they'll take some inspiration from some of those.
Because I don't want to jump the gun sort of too much, but I believe there's another area that's going to be sort of like Illuminations based, and that looks like a straight carbon, a reasonable carbon copy, doesn't it?
If it's not the same to an inch, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, that's like, we like this, we move it here.
Exactly. People have said, "Oh, UK weather." Actually, our weather is pretty bland. It rains a lot, sure, but it doesn't really snow and it doesn't really freeze very much. I mean, it'll probably be less of that in the coming years. Whereas in Beijing, they have 40-degree summers and they have winters of -10. It is ludicrous, the range of weather that they have to contend with.
Yeah.
And they have built an enormous and successful theme park there. And hey, if it works in Beijing, I think it will work here.
Well, this is the thing that people are saying about the rain over here, but I'm also like, have you seen the rain in Florida?
Exactly.
Like, they get torrential rain out of nowhere and they survive it. So I can't see it's going to be that big of an issue over here.
It's literally on the hurricane corridor, right?
Yeah.
For a month or two of the year, you're rolling a dice. They
Mhm.
really are.
Arguably, between sort of here, Beijing, and Orlando, we're the most stable weather of all
Yep.
three,
Absolutely.
Genuinely,
which
we
is
are
ridiculous.
we are very Britishly boring with our weather. There's nothing really exciting with it. I'm tempting fate now. There's going to be something exciting that happens. But genuinely, it's just rain or sun.
Mm.
But yeah, Illumination, Minions, Super Silly Funland is coming. And sandwich between Jurassic Park and there. This is actually the kind of the mystery slot. There's a stunt show area.
Okay.
Yeah, right in the back top
Mhm.
corner, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Top right as you look at it. If you are familiar with the Waterworld arena, it's basically a picture of that. I would be surprised if it was Waterworld. I wouldn't be disappointed, as I've said.
Yeah.
But I I'd be surprised if it was.
Yeah.
Now, some people are saying that's going to be 007. That's going to be
Yeah.
James
Yeah,
Oh,
Bond.
that's
I've
been the
heard.
heavy rumor, hasn't it?
It's not. But that's not to
No.
say Bond's not going to be there. Bond
Oh.
will be there, but he
Okay.
won't be
There.
there. So what is up there is going to be a stunt show. It's going to be fun. There's going to be water. It'll be
Poseidon
great.
Fury. That's what they're going to do. They're
No.
ripped out of
Stop trying to
Orlando
make
because they're
Poseidon's
bringing
Fury
it to the
happen.
UK.
They're bringing yeah.
Fantastic.
They've been shipping it over in
Yeah.
Piece by
in-
piece.
yeah. In
The
kind of
resurrection
shoeboxes.
of the Lost Kingdom.
Yes. Sold.
The Lost
Absolutely.
Kingdom Part 2, The Revenge.
Mhm.
Honestly, and just I'd love to just sit by the exit just to see the confused faces as people came off, because there is a small niche of people, and I think we're
Mhm.
probably within that niche that are just all for it. Love that, right?
I mean, Steven's never done Poseidon's Fury.
No, never
Hate to
never
call
got
him
to
out,
do
but he
it.
never got to do
Never
it.
got to do it.
I loved it.
It's kind of heartbreaking, but you
It's-
know.
It's very sad, and
Yeah.
I
You would have loved
genuinely,
it.
my thoughts and prayers are for you, man. They're with
Thanks,
you right
man.
now.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
What would you say is your reasonable prediction for what could go in that stunt area? Like, what would you say, or what would you say? What would you want? Because I'm rattling.
I
my
want
brain at
Waterworld.
the moment.
I want
Yeah.
Waterworld. It's not a reasonable prediction because like no one's seen the film.
No.
And actually, although I've seen the show and I think the show's absolutely incredible, genuinely one of the best theme park shows in the world ever. Have you seen it?
No.
don't
No, have you
know.
seen a video of it?
No.
There's fire. There's
Love fire.
jet skis.
Love jet skis.
And genuinely, I'm not making this up. At the end of the performance, they use a catapult and launch an aeroplane from backstage over the wall at the back
Oh, do you know what? I've
that
seen
lands
that.
into the water and splashes. It's ridiculous. You look at it and you think, how is this happening? Honestly, it really is sensational. So I would love to see that. I don't think it's going to happen. I genuinely don't know what it could be. I wish I had a thread I could kind of pull
I
for
feel
you
like
on that.
knowing them, it's almost going to be like some form of Fast and
Knowing them,
Furious stunt
they don't
show.
even know what's going there. Yeah, they don't
Chloe's
even know.
right.
They got
Universe like something will go
yeah.
here.
They got.
We'll
they're
decide
like,
6 months before.
we got 7 years to figure this out. Like the show could be like one of the last things to go in. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
So if we're still in that sort of like central area, there's obviously like a massive coaster back there, isn't
Oh,
there?
you're right. You're right. We missed that. So now that's a really interesting one.
Yeah.
I got a couple of theories. I think there's a possibility it could be a flying dinosaur from Osaka.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a possibility. There is another possibility which is significantly more underwhelming. It's the suspended powered coaster that they have at Beijing. It's like a dark ride, but just outside, and it kind of
Yeah.
just moves around.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's not. It doesn't really do
No.
anything. So I hope it's not that. I'd love flying dinosaur because I just want the most ridiculous things. Who doesn't? This is an opportunity for us all to have a wish list. But yeah, no, great point. And it looks like that one kind of does some maneuvers over the water as well,
No,
which
sure, that's cool.
yeah, it does look like it's suspended or inverted, like an inverted coaster of some sort. really, we don't have much to go on there as far as where it sits. It looks like it fits in Jurassic World. It
Mhm.
might fit in the other mystery land that kind of that sits just adjacent to that, which I have a lot of fun speculating about this because everybody gets very upset about it.
Yeah, go on,
Okay.
speculate away, and I'll try and hold back my tears.
It depends which side of the bed I got out of as to, who I'm going to upset on any day. If I feel like kind of breaking people's hearts, I may suggest that is a placeholder just in case they are able to do an agreement with Warner Brothers in time to design, construct, and open on opening day a Wizarding World
Mhm.
Yeah.
land. They're obviously not going to stick Hogwarts Castle on the concept art
No.
without signing a deal, because that
No.
would be
But
pretty dumb.
we've also had this conversation recently
They
about
can't
what
do
could
it
go
obviously
there.
because
Well, not necessarily that it can't go there, but realistically, with everything that they've got in terms of Harry Potter, what area, what part of the world would you actually have?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that I keep toying with, because again, part of me would be like, I don't think they would go for something like the castle.
Yeah,
But where
it's an
would you
interesting
go?
one. I don't think they would do the castle, and I don't think they'd do Hogsmeade.
No.
I mean, one of the kind of the weird ideas I had that I'd love to see, but I don't. I think it would work better in a warmer climate. Would be the Quidditch World Cup. I think that would
That's
be
the one that
so
I
good.
literally just had in my head.
Really,
I was like,
how good would that
World
be?
Cup with all the sort of like the tents and
well,
like the
they
stadium
did
and
the
like
tent.
maybe some form of like immersive ride. That'd be
Yeah,
amazing.
they've done the tent in Epic Universe because that's the entrance to the show. Is you go
Right.
through with tents.
Yes.
So they know how to do it and how to make it
Mm.
work.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a good point.
that could be very good.
I thought that could be cool, and
Mhm.
that could. But the thing is, then it's kind of canvas and tents, and as much as we said British weather's fine, right? It's just going to be a pain to make
Yeah.
it look
Yeah.
nice all the time, and if it were just sunny all the time, that thing would look nicer. I mean, they could go further afield. They could really. I mean, they could draw from a more obscure reference. So with Epic, what they've done there.
Mhm.
Everyone talks about the Ministry of Magic, right? But when it's
Mhm.
kind of, Paris from Fantastic
Yeah.
Beasts, everyone's like,
I mean, I thought it looked I'm not a big Fantastic Beast fan, but I love that area. It feels
Yeah.
like you're more in France than you do in Epcot in the French Pavilion. Like you
Oh, that's
feel
pretty
like you're
cool.
more in France. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I get more the French feeling from there.
But
nice.
also stepping into the Ministry of Magic is another world
But could they have
because of the
Azkaban
size and the scale. Why would you have
here in the UK?
Azkaban?
I'm just
Love that.
saying,
You're
Hey, we've
throwing
got a
some
lake zone.
rogue
We've got
ideas,
lakes. We've got
which
lakes.
We do.
build it on
We
the
do.
lake in the middle of
Build it in the middle of
Azkaban,
the lake.
and then
love it.
it's a ride, and it's a dark ride, Escape from
Yeah.
Azkaban.
Yes.
That's
Well,
my
Yeah.
idea.
Just
Love
another
that.
ride that we're going to get shouted at by Bellatrix Lestrange.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'd love that. Sometimes I like to float that it could be the Wizarding World, because it could be. It
Yeah,
could be.
for sure.
Never say never.
If they could make it happen, they would make it happen.
Yes.
I would love to see a shuttle bus going down to Leavesden and back, wouldn't you?
Mhm.
Love that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that'd be amazing. Get a ticket bundle. Fantastic. Other suggestions. So I'll give you the silly one first. It's Shrek. Mm.
See, Stephen would love that.
Like, I love Shrek, but I like other rumors a lot more.
It's an older franchise now.
Yeah.
And it was a franchise that there is a group or a certain generation of people that grew up with Shrek. And
Exactly.
that's great. I like the alternative better. Could be something Tolkien related.
Yeah.
Lord of the
That's-
Rings.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
I keep seeing floating around, and I am a huge Tolkien fan.
Mm.
So the idea of anything being closer than New Zealand is literally amazing for me.
Yes.
And I think, especially when you think about like, because with these sorts of parks, I don't always think about like, oh, what can be in the here and the now. I always go, well, if you take a universe like Middle Earth, all of a sudden you can expand in so many different ways.
Mm.
There are
Mhm.
so many possibilities, and also when you think about it from a character perspective as well,
Yeah.
like you have got endless storytelling, because everyone thinks like, oh, Tolkien, Lord of the Rings. It's like you have got an entire history of a world
Yeah.
beyond that.
Yeah.
And that is just that for me is more impressive than Harry Potter.
You don't look impressed, Chloe.
No, I'm just thinking about what I love a dark ride, and now I'm like
Yeah.
searching for the ring, and then you come
What,
across
Gollum's journey?
Yes, no, but then you come across the Benedict Cumberbatch's dragon.
Smaug.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's why. And then it breathes the fire, and then you know where the water effects come out, which I
Yes.
love.
That'd be quite cool.
That's what I'm just thinking. What dark rides
That'd
could
be
I
quite
do?
cool.
And I think
Yes.
the music of Lord of the Rings hands itself
Oh,
really
it's
nicely to a
stunning.
theme park atmosphere, where
Stunning.
like How to Train Your Dragon,
Yes.
Isle of Berk, that was making
Yeah.
me emotional. The sound of the music, I could see
I mean,
myself
I just want to
walking
walk
into
through
this land.
Rivendell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that music
Rivendell,
playing.
man.
Yeah,
And the
Yeah.
no, that'd be
merch,
stunning.
they could do great merch things
The
with
merch would
that.
be ridiculous. I mean, it could be amazing. Now, just to kind of coach that one a little bit, there's a licensing thing with that too, which would need to be negotiated. The great thing is we got two fantasy IPs there where Universal are going to be negotiating. Now, typically, Universal would be holding a weaker hand. They'll be holding a weaker hand because they'll be kind of going, "Oh, we really, we said we're going to build this thing, and we put a castle on the concept art. We really need your IP." But now they can ping between those two. Seeing where I am with five years to opening, and then kind of just going with the best option. But
exactly.
Genuinely, I think there's a real opportunity to do something truly unique with that space. And as you said, Steve, the depth of the characters, the depth of the environments, the locations, it is on practically a different level to most literature.
It could
really
be an
is.
entire park if it wanted to.
It is an entire world with actual languages, which is wild. So it's something that I would love to see. It would be, if we saw it in this country, I guarantee you it would be going worldwide.
Yes.
In different forms. But yeah, it would be sensational. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
I've got my fingers crossed for that. As much as I'd love to see the kind of the Harry Potter tie-in with Watford.
It's my one that I've got everything crossed for. I'm like, if anything comes of this, then that's what I seriously want. So, but also, so on the map, we can obviously clearly see that this is going to be a whole resort. There looks like there's a kind of hotel that's being built that is very, very close to the park, if not overlooking the park, which again I think is a wonderful move, because obviously you get that with Grand Helios, but you don't get that with sort of any of the other Universal hotels, I suppose. Not kind of really clear straight onto the lake views. But were there anything else that you wanted to point out?
So of course. So you're absolutely right with the hotel. A minimum of 500 rooms, and it looks very similar to the Beijing resort. If you want to just like look at a few videos of Universal Beijing, you're going to see a lot of queues that you're going to see replicated at the UK park. Obviously, we don't know if it's going to be called City Walk, but there will be a City Walk as well, and it looks like a very poorly disguised Toothsome's Emporium as well. Very poorly disguised. Most likely a cinema. There's going to be, spa and blah blah blah. That'll be part of the hotel. I can tell you that there's going to be 7,000 car parking spaces, space for 100 coaches and 250 bicycles. That's this is great. I told you, there's too much going on. But it's great. We know a lot at this stage, which is fantastically exciting.
No, absolutely.
Because I think one of the other things that has obviously been floated around this time, I know that they're obviously submitting permits when it comes to sort of timings of the days. From what I can see, I mean, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're planning on having a scale of operations. I think more than likely it will end up being seasonal in terms of like, it will open longer in summers and things like that. But it looks looks like it's going to be one of the longest operating parks in the country, which then again I don't think is
hard.
that well. It's really
not
not.
hard.
It's like, would you like to go to this UK theme park from 11 till 4 at sometimes?
Yeah.
Honestly, like working part-time, it's ridiculous.
Honestly, and then the big rumor that everyone's swirling around is the Halloween Horror Nights
Yes,
UK.
I was going to mention that if you didn't bring it up.
So,
Oh, I'm so
what-
excited.
what
not
do
a
you
rumor.
know? Yeah, exactly.
It's not a rumor. They bought the rights.
But,
Slam dunk.
So the trademarks have gone in and they've applied for the license to be open till 2 a.m. I believe.
Oh,
That's right. It's in the planning docs. So
Yeah, it's in the official docs. So
yeah,
I just want to
big
clarify
round of
with you
applause.
because you're my man. So
well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I mean, it's every day of the year, 365 days of the year. This thing is going to be
Fantastic.
open. It's going to be open. I think you're right. I think during the winter it might close a little bit earlier.
mm-hmm.
Might open, I think, at the same time. I'm guessing it's going to open probably between 9 and 10 in the
Yes.
morning. Now, the hours on the planning application are 7 in the morning till 11 p.m. at night. It ain't going to be open all that time.
No.
That's just so that everyone knows that it's going to be busy between those hours. So it's
Yeah.
going to open between 9 and 10 theme park wise. It will close probably somewhere between maybe 8-ish
Yeah.
in the winter, but I think it will be open all the way through till 10 in the summer because we get beautiful summer evenings. That's normal times. Now we also know, and I'm coming on to Halloween Horror Nights. Don't worry, I'm just kind of I've got you. It's at the end of the day. So we also know they're going to be doing some other exciting seasonal events as well. And the thing that really I thought was great, so they're doing New Year's, brilliant. They'll obviously do some kind of Christmassy stuff, but there won't be kind of a late night for Christmas. They're going to do Chinese New Year. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I also like they're going to do something for Eid and Diwali as well, which I thought was
Lovely.
like, love that. I grew up in Watford. I used to love just Eid and Diwali nights because it was, the whole
It's
sky
stunning.
would just be, it's almost like this kind of, it's not the same, but
Mhm.
it's like an evening spectacular. You almost feel like you're kind of part of something bigger when you see all of those fires going up
Yeah.
from everyone's gardens. But I'd love to see what Universal do with, those celebrations. I think it could be incredible, because both of
Yeah.
them are kind of
Couldn't agree
festival
more.
of lights in their own way. Now, I will get on to Halloween Horror Nights. 60 nights, I believe.
Mm.
Now, it
Yeah.
might be a shade under. It might be about 55, just because I
Yeah.
think some of those might be taken up with the aforementioned seasonals.
Mhm.
But 2 a.m. Yeah,
Yeah.
love that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, as for like what we'll get, I think we'll get all of the classics. I think we'll get the bangers. What we
Mhm.
know and love. I think
It's going to
we'll
be
get
hard
some-
because they don't have like the movie sets, like backlots.
Yes, you're
That-
right.
Yeah, they don't have that, but they've got at Orlando.
I mean, my other argument would be, like, before we kind of get into it, is that are we going to see parallels between other Halloween Horror Nights, or is it going to be its kind of complete own entity in terms of, like, how we've had like the Pumpkin Lord and we've
I
had
love him.
yeah
Right.
My favorite.
like little things like that.
Yeah, I think you're right, Stephen. I think it will
Mhm.
have its own identity. I think we might have, a couple of kind of token gestures for things that have kind of been over the pond, maybe recognizable figures, kind of Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff, kind of
Mhm.
classics.
Yeah.
I think, do you know what I'm really hoping for? And obviously, we don't have anything to go on right now. We don't have anything, and these are the sorts of things that really only start getting drawn up a couple of years before opening.
Yeah.
While they're kind of, they're writing and they're planning, and because these are temporary events, right? So the timescales are shorter. We have got one of the most grim histories in this
Mhm.
country. Unbelievably bad. Rubbish, right?
Yeah.
We've lived through some hardships. We've had, witchcraft in medieval times. We've had Jack the Ripper. We've had
Yeah.
workhouses. We've
The
had
plague.
the plague. The plague.
The
We've had
plague.
Boris Johnson as Prime Minister.
We've had Boris Johnson as Prime Minister, and
Sweeney Todd.
I could say a lot of things that you might have to
Yeah.
cut out there.
I
But
was
yeah,
gonna,
yes.
I was going to say, we have these kind of, I would love to see Britishness
Sweeney Todd.
coming through this, because Sweeney Todd would
The
be
Universal
amazing.
own the rights to
Todd.
Sweeney Todd?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's part.
We'll
that
check
might
that.
be a Warner Brothers, but even still, no. You mentioned some fantastic examples there, Lawrence.
Do you know, the one that I'd really love to see, and it's just kind of because I have this kind of interest in modern history, but I'd love to see something where there was something kind of, some kind of blitz kind of thing going on, and but it was there was kind of a hint of the supernatural going. Oh, I mean, that whole thing could just be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Genuinely, that's what I think they should do. I think they should lean in wholeheartedly to all of the grim legends that we have in this country.
Yeah,
because we really do have we've got fantastic history when it comes to awful stuff. So I genuinely, I'd love to see that. I would I'd die for it. Well, I would. I could come back as a go.
Don't say that when going through a plague, a bubonic plague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that honestly, I love the plague. I think that's a masterstroke, actually.
You know what? If they want to hire me to make it happen, they can. Absolutely.
Write it down, right?
Yes.
The plague, the Halloween Horror Nights. Put it on a piece of paper. Put it in an envelope. Send it recorded back to yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Tip, right.
Okay.
Put it in a drawer. If they ever do it, just get it out.
Yeah.
Got the date on it.
Yeah. True.
Or you could just keep this recording. That would be easier.
Yeah,
No,
I was
I
going
like
to say
the
we'll just play this back and be like, well, we called Halloween Horror Nights 1 UK
Yes,
in 2025.
Mm.
Oh dear. Have you got any other bits that are kind of burning at the end of your tongue that you want to?
Well, look, I think it's probably interesting to just kind of cover off what people are going to see next, because ultimately we got all of this excitement. It is 6 years away. So what are we going to have to kind of, keep us going for sustenance?
For sure.
Exactly. So first things first, the planning application's gone in. We're expecting, look, it's a formality. That'll probably be ticked off in September when all the politicians get back from their summer holidays or whatever they do. And then things are going to start happening very quickly. So we're going to see a lot of groundwork happening on the site. But before that can happen, the deal they have is they have to build access to the site, which means they don't have to go through the villages. So fortunately, the site is right next to two railways, one that goes east-west and one that goes north-south, and a dual carriageway, the A421. And they are going to be building a dual carriageway slip road off the A421 that will go ultimately will serve the park and the car park. That will be one of the first things to happen, that slip road. So then they can start to move things around and start clearing the land, because at the moment they're growing crops on it. They're harvesting them right now. That's what's going on. So that will be happening, we think, towards the end of this year. And then through next year, we're going to see more of that slip road. We're going to see work starting on the Wixham station. That could be an international station with Eurostar coming all the way up.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I've seen recently. Yeah,
which could be, Bedford International. Ridiculous. So that's going to be crazy. We're also going to see kind of the utilities going, because one of the things that we forget is that, this is going to have 55,000 people existing on this patch of land that's, a couple of 100 acres big on a peak day. They're going to need electricity, gas, water, sewage. They're going to need all of that stuff taken care of before they start building anything. So that will start going in next year. 2027 be a bit more of the same, but we'll see a little bit more in terms of kind of clearing that area. We'll have a bit more of an idea of the topography of the site. So we'll start to see the lake taking shape. 28, 29, 30, that's when it's going to start
That's
you
when
know,
you're gazing
going
out your window.
vertical, and that's that's good. That's seriously that's going to be crazy stuff. That's
Yeah.
going to be we're going to be trying to get shots of crack arriving on the M1
Yeah,
and stuff like
honestly.
that. It's going to be
Yeah.
honestly, it's going to be nuts. I just can't wait.
Yeah.
It is crazy. And I think ultimately, as we kind of round this episode off, it is a tremendously exciting time to be
Oh, absolutely.
as close as we are. Like we're obviously very privileged that, you know, you're literally down the road. We're 25, 30 minutes away from it.
You're
like
no distance at
even-
all.
honestly,
great.
and I think within the whole, you know, even within the UK, if you can drive 2-3 hours to get to a world-class theme park, that is horrifically exciting. I think everything that you've spoken about has got me ridiculously hyped, and
Oh, I'm so
I just
excited.
think the excitement will continue to pour in as the years roll on, and all I will
Exactly.
say is roll on 2031.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm so excited.
Let's get going.
I know. Bring it on. Bring it on.
What we like to end on is we actually like to end on some quick fire questions.
Oh,
So
okay.
these I didn't send you because I'm a little
Quick
bit
fire.
naughty. They're
Do
quick
you know
fire.
what?
Don't think
I
about
love
them.
this. Because I sometimes I sit in your shoes. Because sometimes we do some kind of TikTok lives, and I do the same thing to people, and it's
Ah.
tremendous fun just to kind of see the color drain out of their face. So yeah, go and hit me.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of keep this purely. We'll make it sort of like theme parks worldwide, but you can specifically focus on Universal if you want to. Right? I think I already know this one. What is your favorite ride?
Hollywood Tram Tour.
Cool. What is your least favorite ride?
It's difficult because
Yeah.
you know, one that I hate, I wouldn't consider my least favorite. One that I hate
on.
is it. No, I because it made me feel something. So it's got to have something. The worst are the ones that leave you in nothing. They're the ones that evaporate from your consciousness the moment you get off. Okay, saw the ride, Thorpe Park,
What is your favorite food or snack in a park?
off-brand, Dole Whip.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Very, very nice. Good choice as well.
Mm.
Right. What is your least favorite food or snack in a park?
Anything they're serving in a Merlin Park.
Burger King.
Oh dear.
Hey, no, look, the Thorpe Park's Thorpe Park's okay, right? Because at least you can, like, you know, it's the devil, you know, right? It's like, okay, I get a Whopper,
Yeah.
and okay, it's like £2 more than it is on the high street. But like, if you go to Alton Towers, you're paying like, you know, whatever, £18 for 3 tenders.
Right. I'm going to change this question ever so slightly. So, if you could work for Universal Studios worldwide, what role would you really like to have?
That is an unbelievable question. I love it. I love it. I would like to be, you know, I don't know what they would call it, but sort of the script writer, the copyright, the person who has the seed of an idea,
Like a creative director, I suppose.
like a creative director, the one who has the idea, but then can kind of hand it over to competent people to deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I get you.
I love that. I love that. What is your favorite sound in a theme park?
That's another wonderful question. Can I tell you what? This is actually a little bit, it's kind of generic,
That's fine.
but it's actually the sound of a hydraulic launch.
Love that.
Yeah.
Very
No.
geeky. Very
No.
geeky.
No,
But
from
there
what
is
you've said
something
already,
in
I'm
there
like,
which
yes.
is just like that. And you kind of, you
Yep.
can hear the turbine going. Oh my God, it's superb.
Wonderful. And what is your least favorite sound in a theme park?
Yeah, it's not actually a noise. It becomes a noise. And it's just, you know, like sometimes you get stuck in a queue with people who are just really, like, they're just not there for a good time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you ever get that?
Yeah.
And like I wish I could kind of give you something like exact, but it's not. It's when you've got someone like just like there, and they're kind of spoiling the vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Negativity.
I get it. And my final question to you
Go on.
is: you are given a £100 gift card. What is the first piece of merchandise you buy?
My wife has her heart set on one of the, you know, like the Disney World bins.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, there's a little ornament now. You can
Yeah.
get a little ornament bin.
Yes.
I'll get her one of them.
Perfect.
I'll get her one of them
Little
because
ornaments even.
she just keeps talking about it.
All right.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
So kind of
yeah,
you.
and
Yeah.
that makes me like a really nice human again.
Yeah.
I've
You could probably
redeemed
get a
myself.
couple of them as well with £100
Do you
gift card.
reckon?
Yeah, probably get
Yeah.
a few. Yeah.
Yeah. How much are they?
I reckon like $15.
Oh, really?
Oh,
They're not.
yeah,
Oh,
I
my
would
God.
say about
They're
20.
like,
Yeah,
like that, but yeah.
yeah, they're not
Oh,
too bad.
yeah. See, I'd kind of braced myself. I thought, because she got expensive taste. So I thought, do you know what? if it's a miniaturized bin, it's going to be about 100 quid.
I did see one that was like maybe that big, like a desk bin version, and that
Okay.
was
Oh,
like
really?
yeah, that was like maybe $29.99, and that
Okay.
was
Oh,
like
no
a decent
way.
sized one. Yeah,
I'll get the big one.
yeah. There you go.
I'll
Turns
get
out
two. I'll
bins
get
are
a big
pretty
one and a
easy.
little one.
You can get
You can have a
three of
little one in
those.
the car.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lawrence, this has been tremendously enjoyable. And actually, for someone like me, it's been nice to be able to nerd out. It's been nice to kind of finally talk all my thoughts out loud about this park and actually just be surrounded by someone who knows so much about it and that I've kind of, followed for a while. And I think everything that you've kind of done with that, I think, when you were talking earlier about just kind of like jumping in with the whole thing and just being like, well, I'll just put it out there and see what happens. And then you've decided to keep it going. I honestly admire you so much for that. And, well done for all you're doing.
Oh, I really appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm known as the guy that will keep a joke going for too long. So I intend to keep doing that.
Where can the people find you online?
So, genuinely, if you search for Universally Bedford, you will find me. The handles are either Universally Bedford or Uni Bedford, which is a bit confusing because it's not a university. But one of those two, you'll find me. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I mean, technically, Threads and Blue Sky, although I don't really know what I'm doing over there. But genuinely, I mean, if you want a bit of fun, either YouTube or TikTok, that's where the fun happens. And if you're on TikTok, join us on a live. It'd be amazing.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on. We have honestly had the best time.
Honestly, no, the pleasure has been mine. I honestly, I mean that.
Thank you. All right, we'll see you later.
We'll catch you soon. Bye.
See you guys.
I would like to say something really quickly.
You can say whatever you want.
Because I said in that podcast about Sweeney Todd.
Are you
who
getting
owns
defensive?
The rights. No, because I was like, I don't know who owns the rights to Sweeney Todd.
Okay, good point.
DreamWorks own the rights.
Gotcha.
Therefore, Universal could
Do
have
a
Sweeney Todd
Halloween Horror Nights. Very nice.
Exactly.
The Demon Bubba of Fleet Street.
I think it'd be great.
That would be wonderful. And actually, because we had, you know what, I loved doing that episode so much, mainly because I'm a fan of Lawrence's anyway, and have been for a while. I think it's good to kind of clarify absolutely everything about Universal UK / Universal
that
Bedford,
we know so far
as of publishing this episode. But also, it was just great to just kind of generate ideas, come up with what would be great. And I think one of the best things is Halloween Horror Nights can be anything, but why not make it part of the, as Lawrence said, the dark history that the UK kind of has.
Yeah.
It just gets me excited for the whole thing, and I'm sure that we'll keep up to date, and you should go keep up to date with everything that Lawrence does over on TikTok.
Absolutely. It was such a good episode. It was so much fun because we got to do that mixture of guessing and creating our own things whilst also knowing the facts. It was great.
Exactly. So what are we doing next week, Chloe?
Next week, you, Stephen, will be taking us into the 80s.
We're going back?
We're going back to the 80s in Disney.
1.20... away from Universal then.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of what was 80s in Disney. But basically, we are doing another Disney Decades episode. So what is our question?
Our question is to do with the 80s, and there are 2 Disney World hotels that opened in the 80s. What are they? Were they? They're still here, but yes.
Good question. So, I will be taking you on a whirlwind tour of everything that was happening in the decade of the 80s, from rides, attractions, hotels, everything happening around Disney World, and also everything to do with pop culture. There's going to be quizzes. There's going to be lots of fun things for you guys to interact with.
Revising.
So, without further ado, I think we say goodbye.
Yes.
Because
that sounded like you were leading into something.
Without further ado, let's get into Disney Decades. Yeah, more bonus.
Yeah.
No, we don't need more bonus.
No, but we hope you are enjoying these bonus episodes we're putting out on the Saturdays, the Inside the Gates. We hope you are enjoying the facts, and I'm really enjoying it. It's
honestly,
great.
it keeps me on my toes and it keeps me up to date with everything that is happening around the theme park world, which, let's face it, is relentless and so intriguing, and we enjoy putting them out there.
Yeah,
so.
they're on YouTube as well, along with these podcast episodes. If you listen to it, you can always go and watch it. And if you watch it, you can listen to it if you want to as well. But if you watch it, you get to see our faces.
Yeah. We're available face to face or through your ears.
And then you've also got us on TikTok as well now, Parks and Pals, and then on Instagram as well at Parks Pals UK.
So
if you
haven't already followed, liked, subscribed, whatever else things you can do, leave a nice review. Please go do so, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
We can cry when it's over.